What's good, everybody? It's the Cloud with Cap Show. NFL season is right around the corner, less than 2 weeks out. I cannot wait. And most and foremost is NFL fantasy is here. This is my first time doing it in 4 years. Yes, 4 years I took off fantasy football, which is crazy, right? I feel like a kid in a candy store. I feel like a kid that first went to Disney World, dude. I'm so excited for this. I think my fantasy teams are really good. I think one of them is a little bit weaker than the other, but look, for all the fantasy heads out there, man, this is the time to go, man. And I want to tell you about some of the players that I selected. First and foremost, I went quarterback, not my over one overall, but I went Aaron Rodgers. He's dropped to like the fifth or sixth round. I said, why not, dude? This makes sense to me. Aaron Rodgers last year, 4,115 yards passing with 37 touchdowns and only 4 picks. That made sense to me to lead my team to victory, dude. Seriously, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's going to put up those good numbers this year. Yes, I understand they got rid of Devontae Adams, which is kind of sad, really, for Green Bay Packer fans, but looking at it for Aaron Rodgers, what does he do? He balls out. Yeah, week in and week out. Yes, last year week one was a terrible game when they played the New Orleans Saints, but overall, I think Aaron Rodgers for me, that was an easy pick. That was an easy pick, but I was fourth overall in both drafts. I'm in two fantasy leagues. In my first fantasy league, I took Leonard Fournette, which at the time probably wasn't the best pick. But I just looked at it like Tom Brady's coming back. He likes to throw the ball to Leonard Fournette in the flats. I think Leonard Fournette is really improving every year as a running back and really his catching game as well. So for me, I didn't think that was a terrible pick. Yes, I would have went a different quarterback looking back at it, or a different running back looking back at it. But Leonard Fournette, to me, he's a baller. But my main league that I went great in, I slipped to, I was fourth in that league too, so I was fourth in both leagues. But my usual suspects in the last league I was in, it dropped to fourth to me, dude. And yes, Derrick Henry was still available at number four. I was like, are they serious right now? I didn't think Jonathan Taylor was. Jonathan Taylor was number one pick in both leagues. I just think in my second league, Derrick Henry slipped to four. To me, it was between him and McCaffrey. I said McCaffrey's injury prone, just like Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry did get hurt last year against the Colts. He came back in the playoff game, but I just think Derrick Henry getting the fourth pick, dude, that was an easy no-brainer for me. Derrick Henry, arguably the best running back in the league when he's healthy, getting a lot of carries. I would say 20-plus carries a game. So for me, it was just like, dude, this is an easy pick. I'm going Derrick Henry here. I can't believe he slipped to fourth, dude. I really cannot believe it. And then my second pick overall was Deebo Samuel, 1,405 yards receiving in 6 touchdowns. He's that guy to not just receive. He does everything. He can running back. He can do different things in the backfield. I think for San Francisco, Deebo Samuel's going to have a big year yet again this year. And a lot of people didn't even know who Deebo Samuel was 2 years ago. And then he blew up last year, had a great game, great playoff run for Deebo Samuel. And really, if we look at the San Francisco 49ers, I do think they're going to get rid of Jimmy G and go with Lance. But I just think, for Deebo to sign the contract this offseason, I think that's huge. And I think San Francisco is going to be really underachieved team this year. I think they're going to be underrated. I think they will achieve and do good things, but can they get to the top? I don't know about their quarterback play. It's going to be a long shot, but for me, the second pick for me was easy. I got to go Deebo Samuel. He's a baller. Then my third pick was Zeke, and a lot of people were kind of like, why Zeke? Why go Zeke? I just think for Zeke right now, he had a bad year last year. I get that. I just think this year they clocked him in. He really ran fast during this offseason. I'm telling you what, I think Zeke's going to be hungry this year. I think if the Dallas Cowboys want to go far in the playoffs this year and run deep, it doesn't fall on Dak Prescott. Yes, Dak Prescott has to perform well and play well and don't lose the game for them and throw dumb interceptions. But I think it really a lot relies on Ezekiel Elliott. I really do. I think Zeke, he needs to really get going here. He needs that run game, and I think the Cowboys really need Zeke more than they need Dak. I truly believe that because Zeke is more of that every down back. He's gonna have to receive. He's gonna have to block. He's gonna have to do a lot of things. But most importantly for Zeke right now is he's got to get that run game going. He's got to, dude. Last year was definitely the worst year of his career, and I just think I believe in Zeke. I like Zeke. and I think he's hungry. So that's why I took him a little bit early, as a lot of people would say. But I just think Zeke right now, a big year for him coming up. And then I got Keenan Allen from the Chargers. I mean, this was another pick to me, was like, wow, dude, how did I get him? How did he fall so deep? But it's crazy. He had 1,138 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns last year. So for me, I think that's a great receiver to get, especially in the 4th or 5th round. And then I got Marquise Brown out of Arizona, over 1,000 plus, a.k.a. Hollywood, 1,000 receiving yards and then 6 touchdowns when he did play for Baltimore. Now he's with Arizona. I think Arizona's going to be nice, dude. I really believe that. In my 10th round pick overall, Julio Jones. This was a steal. I think this was my X Factor pick, dude. I really believe that. I mean, 10th round, dude. I got Julio. How did he drop so deep, dude? I cannot believe that. I think there were some dumb people in my last draft. It was like, wow, it was a 12-man league, and it was one of those like, wow, dude, how does Julio Jones drop to number 12 overall, or dropped all the way down to the 10th round, dude? So many other receivers were taken before him. And we look at Julio Jones. Yes, he had a terrible year last year, but who do you have as his quarterback? Who? Ryan Tannehill? Exactly. That's why Tennessee Titans aren't going anywhere, because they have Ryan Tannehill as their quarterback. They're ahead of their team. It's ridiculous to me. Ryan Tannehill's not a starter in the league, dude. He's a bench player. So Julio Jones, that was a big pickup for me in the 10th round with Tom Brady. I think they're going to get something going in Tampa Bay. I cannot wait for that. Then I got Darnell Mooney out of Chicago Bears, over 1,000 plus yards receiving last year and 4 touchdowns. I think they're going to get going this year. I think the Chicago Bears offense has to get going. To me, it's just like, where do they start, right? I just think they're young right now, and I really have doubts with the Chicago Bears. But I think Mooney, watching him last year, I said, dude, he's nice, man. He's really nice. I can't wait to see what the future holds for Chicago young quarterbacks. I just think, looking at the Bears, it's what I expect this year. I expect them to not make the playoffs, okay? If I'm dead honest here, I just think Mooney is a nice receiver, and I think he's going to get going. And then in my later picks, I got Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State. He's a rookie. I think we're going to see a lot of playing time, him in Seattle. Great running back at Michigan State. I can't wait to see what the future holds for him. And then I got the cat from Cincinnati, got drafted by the Indianapolis Colts, Alec Pierce. He's a rookie. He's one of those quick guys. You know, he can also get down the field. I think this is a nice pickup from Indy. I really do. I just think he's a gamer, dude. I think he's a gamer. That's why I took him, and he was still on the board then. And I was like, why not get him, dude? Please give me him. Please give me him. But I just think this whole my last fantasy draft was definitely the best. With Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry, Zeke, and Debo, them 4 right there, they can win me a league, dude. They really can. My defensive player in one league was Jordan Brooks. He had 109 solo tackles last year, first in the NFL in 2021. This was great, dude. I think, Jordan Brooks, he's going to be all over the field. It makes sense to go linebacker than a DB, because linebackers are more in the play. They get more tackles. DBs, I think a lot of people select defensive backs because of interceptions. But, I just think overall, in the long run, it's better to draft a linebacker. He's going to get you more points, more tackles, even a forced fumble. So I like that in my usual suspects draft. And then I got the Elite Eight with my homie Dunzy. This was the first draft of the day for me, and that's when I went Leonard Fournette, which they said that was a mistake. That's fine. I learned from my mistakes. My second pick overall was Nick Chubb. He had 8 touchdowns last year, 1,259 yards rushing for the Browns. I like Nick Chubb, dude. I can't believe Nick Chubb fell to number 2. Nick Chubb's going to get a lot of touches in Cleveland, so I think this was a great pickup for me. This made up for a lot of people would say Leonard Fournette, that's a bad pick, which, in a way it can be, but I just think Tom Brady's going to get Leonard Fournette going here. I really do, so that made sense to me. And then I went CeeDee Lamb for my number 3 pick for out of the Cowboys. Great receiver, 6 touchdowns last year, 1,202 yards receiving. I think, CeeDee Lamb, I think he's going to be their number one guy in Dallas. I really do. I think, even last year, I was like, there's some about CeeDee Lamb. He can just, his routes are great. He's quick. He's explosive. I just think his route running really what separates him from most receivers in the league. So I think CeeDee Lamb is a great fantasy pickup, guys. I really do believe that. CeeDee Lamb is a baller. Then my fourth pick, I had to go the GOAT, Tom Brady. Why not, dude? 43 touchdowns last year, 12 picks, 5,316 yards passing. Got to see him in the preseason when he played against the Indianapolis Colts for one drive, really. But I think Tom Brady, why not draft him, dude? He's the GOAT for a reason. He's going to put you up good points consistently, dude. You want a quarterback that's going to put up consistent numbers. For instance, Jalen Hurts, that's kind of a question mark in a way. Hey, even Justin Herbert. Yes, he had a great year last year, but it's just, I want consistency. That's why in my two fantasy drafts, I went Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, because I know they're going to put up 35-plus touchdowns year in and year out, okay? That's why I went them. I think those are the two best quarterbacks, man. I really do. Yes, and I think Patrick Mahomes for fantasy. Lamar is a big, big question mark here, because what weapons does Lamar Jackson have? I mean, can you guys name 3 receivers on the Baltimore Ravens this year? Exactly. I just think for Lamar to select him early is a big gamble. It's a huge gamble where it's like, how do you know? How do you know Lamar's going to have a breakout season? Because we see the Ravens not really helping Lamar out. They didn't sign Lamar yet to a big contract. They didn't get a lot of offensive guys for Lamar. So I think, Baltimore Ravens are known for defensive players. I just think, to draft Lamar so early, to me, it's a big gamble. But that's why I went Tom Brady in my first league, because he's the GOAT. And he's going to prove to me and prove to all the haters, even at a late age in his 40s, he's still going to perform at that high level. And really, I'm telling you guys right now, even a safe bet to win it all, I would still put money on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They really got the same squad back, plus more during the draft this year. So I think Tom Brady's going to have a big year this year. And I do think this is last year in the league. Yeah, all ever. I really do believe that. I could be wrong, but I think Tom Brady's going to hang it up after this year. And then I got Darren Waller for my tight end. 2020, he had a great year. And then 2022, last year, not so great for the Las Vegas Raiders. I just think, Darren Waller, he's got to get going with him and Derek Carr. They got to get on the same page, and I think he'll have a great year. So I think for that tight end, it's really going to help me out here. I really do believe that, man. Shout out to Darren Waller. Then I got Julio Jones in both leagues. Like I said, not a real good year in Tennessee because he had, Ryan Tannehill out of all people, dude. We're talking about Ryan Tannehill. He's a subpar quarterback. He's not an elite level quarterback like Tom Brady is. So to all the fantasy heads out there, go Julio Jones eventually. If he's going to drop to your 10th round, just like I got him, dude, you got to go Julio Jones. That's a no-brainer, dude. He's going to put up crazy numbers. He signed a one-year deal with Tampa, so this makes sense to me. Go Julio all day long. And then I got Hunter Renfrow out of the Raiders, Las Vegas, over 1,000-plus yards last year, receiving 9 touchdowns, a great slot receiver. He's that X-Factor guy. He can get open on anybody. He's a mismatch to a linebacker. I think Hunter Renfrow is going to have a big year with the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm telling you right now, Las Vegas Raiders are definitely a dark horse team. I think the Las Vegas Raiders right now, I'm not sure what the odds are. I think they're at least plus probably like 3,000 to win the Super Bowl. But I'm telling you what, they can make the Super Bowl this year. They got a team. They got Devontae Adams on the Raiders, dude. The rich get richer, and I'm telling you, Las Vegas is going to be booming. The Raiders are going to be nice. Derek Carr is going to be nice. So I can't wait for this. And Hunter Renfrow is going to take off this year, even have a better year than 2021. I cannot wait. And then I got Clyde Edwards, running back from Kansas City. I think, he's going to be starting here. And he dropped all the way down to like the 9th or 10th round. Still one of the starting running backs. So I was like, why not? Only 517 yards rushing last year with 4 touchdowns. Still, though, I got to get him. And then I got Zach Ertz, another tight end, 3 touchdowns, 574 yards last year. He's a little bit older, but I'm telling you, Zach Ertz, he can put up good numbers when you need him to, especially later on in the season when you get into that playoffs in the fantasy. I think it's important to have a dominant tight end because those tight ends, those flex players, they're going to come into play, dude. They really are come playoff time. When you want to make the big bucks here, you got to have that type of player, that X-Factor type of player. So I cannot wait. Rashad Bateman out of of Baltimore. I selected him really late. I want to say the last couple rounds, dude. Not a huge year last year, only 1 touchdown, 515 yards receiving. But on the flip side is I think this could be the number 1 receiver in Baltimore with Lamar. That's why I took him, because it's like, who else is Lamar going to throw to? You know, he doesn't really have that many people, dude. And I don't want to see Lamar running it every play, getting hurt. So I don't want to see that at all. So I think, for Rashad, I think he's going to have really a breakout year. And then I got Elijah Moore for the Jets. I think that's a good pickup. And then I got San Francisco defense in my 8-man league in the lead 8. But also in my main league, in the 12-man league, which I think I drafted way better, I got the Patriots defense. And I think, why did I go that? Because, you got to understand, Bill Belichick, he's a defensive head coach. He's a defensive-minded coach. That's what he is. I mean, we go back to the Super Bowl when they played the LA Rams. I mean, it was, 3-13? I think that was a defensive expert by Bill Belichick. What a just performance of just stopping, Jared Goff in that offense. So I think that's huge for me. And then Justin Tucker, one of the best kickers. I had to get him in the lead 8 with my homie Duncy. But, to the usual suspects in the 12-man league, definitely a better fantasy football league for me, dude. No doubt about it. I got Young Hoku out of Atlanta. I think he's a young kicker, really good. That's why I picked him up. I like this cat, but my defensive player with unusual suspects, Jordan Brooks, man, 109 solo tackles. I couldn't get any better than that. It was really late, too. So it's like I need a linebacker that's always going to make me points. It's going to force fumbles. That's going to make tackles and be a game changer for Seattle. And that's the guy. What a year out of Texas Tech. So I cannot wait. But definitely, the biggest surprise to me this fantasy this year was Derrick Henry dropping to the 4th overall. This is crazy to me. Yes, his foot was hurt last year. He got banged up. I just think the Tennessee Titans, they got to have better throwing games for sure, because a lot of the times the downside of me getting Derrick Henry is a lot of these teams are going to be like, hey, we're going to stack 8-9 in the box to stop Derrick Henry. We're going to make Ryan Tannehill beat us. I think the smart teams are going to do that. Have Ryan Tannehill beat us. What? We're going to have Derrick Henry beat us? No, he's your best player. We're going to have Ryan Tannehill do that. That's the downside, but still, I had to go Derrick Henry, dude. This was a no-brainer. And then Zeke, I think he's going to take off. But more than foremost, I think Deebo Samuel. I think he's one of my X-Factor picks. Him and Julio Jones. I think these guys are really going to take off, dude. I really believe that. I just hope I win both leagues. That'll be a long shot. Like I said, since 2018, last time I did fantasy football, it was a disaster because I started back in 2016. So I went 2016, 17, 18, 3 years in a row for fantasy football. Lost all three. You have to understand, I drafted Johnny Manziel in I think 2 of those leagues. So that's probably why I probably lost those leagues. But at the end of the day, I think this year was definitely a good pickups. Tom Brady in 1 league, Aaron Rodgers in another. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb in the other. I can't wait for this, man. I really do. CD Lamb.